We all heard what Trump said about Western Europe if the politicians don't get their act together, right? It's going to hell, he said at the UN, at the United Nations.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of days before, our hard-hitting friend, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán,
Oh, yeah.
had a few choice words of his own, giving a speech at an event. Granted, the stage wasn't as big as the UN, but it made the news anyway in a sort of less obvious way.
Yeah.
His words were spoken at Digital Civic Circles, a network of digital groups. So that was the event.
Yeah.
He claimed that the EU was on the verge of collapse, something that you and I have been saying for some time now, due to the failures of its current leaders, which we've also been saying.
Yeah.
Orban mentioned the mountains of debt, crowd of immigrants, and unlawful violence on street level,
Yeah.
which we've also been saying. He also mentioned the increasingly dark shadow of war,
Mm.
so many layoffs from industry, rising energy costs, impoverished households, and Brussels bureaucrats running around like headless chickens because they don't know what to do.
Okay.
It's his words, not mine. He claimed that the EU is not able to carry itself on the world stage as a credible entity anymore, becoming a symbol of weakness, indecision, and internal chaos.
Yes.
He highlighted the disastrous trade deal van der Leyen made on behalf of the EU with the US.
Mm.
Whilst France is all but underwater financially, he says, Europe as we knew and loved is over. This is Orban speaking. If we deny this, we lose time. So basically, he's saying that if the European politicians stick their head in the sand and behave like an ostrich, it's
Yeah.
not going to get any better.
Yeah.
He then contrasted where Hungary stands when it comes to migration control, family policy tied to employment, and a tax system that supports job seekers. So these are positive things that
Yeah.
Hungary is doing to
Yes.
keep itself afloat.
Mm.
Now, financial experts tend to agree with Orban, with the IMF and other financial institutions warning that the EU is in danger of long-term stagnation.
Mm.
So they've got to sort of get the wits about them, take the fingers out of the bottom,
Yeah.
and do something about it. Otherwise, it's just going to go down. As Trump said,
Yeah.
it's going to be a hell. It's going to be hell.
Yes.
So there you have it. It looks like Trump was reading off of Orban's hymn sheet, you
Yeah.
know,
Well. Yes.
and all our great minds can't be wrong.
Well. Yeah. I mean, yes. All I say is, well, Trump didn't have teleprompters, like we don't have teleprompters. Yeah. Orban doesn't need them. Um. Yeah. I mean, the way you're talking, you must make the EU sound like a complete disaster area. I don't know. You know.
Cool. Leave it there, shall we?
Yeah. It is I think yeah, I mean I listened to the Trump speech. Excuse me. And obviously I didn't I know Oban says quite a few things and occasionally he pops up on my feeds. Yeah. Um more frequently now. He's a I mean, yeah, he speaks from the heart with an use of the brain, and it comes out with some quite direct words. Yeah, he's somebody I wouldn't call as a traditional politician type. I don't know where he's come from. I must admit, I don't know much about.
Look, he's Orban to me is like a Trumpian figure,
Yeah,
like Farage is
yeah,
like Milei of
yeah,
Argentina.
Yeah.
And these people are sprouting up all over the world.
Yeah.
And soon, I think this sort of style, if you like, of politician, as long as they keep on the straight and narrow and do positive things, I think is going to make the world a better place to live.
Well, it's very strange for them because they're all nationalistic, yeah, nation
Well,
state people.
they are. They are.
But they all talk to each other. How can we help each other?
That's the problem.
In the context of trade, as opposed to some some ideology. It's like you say. I mean, um, the notion that I mean, the only thing I always say is, I mean, I'm all for the idea of cooperation and looking around and yeah, how can we best do things? But the problems in the UK are not going to be solved in the middle of France, in Brussels, or wherever else it is, Belgium. Yeah, sorry. Any more than I could solve the problems in Germany. Yeah, for example, I know Germans. I've visited Germany. It doesn't mean I know the place. I mean, I live in Brazil. I'm not going to solve the problems in Brazil without telling them, boy, you've got to adapt to my culture, my way of thinking, in order for me to be able to help you. Okay, some want to learn English, and we're both in that game a bit. Fair enough. But that's very, very different from telling people to change their culture and the way they do things. Oh, you've got to accept this because you're going to make life better and easier for me. Um, yeah, it's the best people to solve their own problems are the people internal to a country. Yeah, who decide that, and it doesn't help when you start bringing in
Yeah.
people that want to bring in their own culture and ideas and way of life. And yeah, I'm not. Yeah, okay, you can do whatever you want in your own home to a point if it's in context of our country. I know. Yeah, I could speak English. I can put anything else. Have my books around me and everything else. When I walk out on the street, I know I'm changing the subject here slightly, but I have to accept that life here operates the way it does. That people here inherently want to improve their lives, but that's not going to be done in our case from somebody talking in Canada, for example. Yeah, um, and yeah, we have to. Yeah, these like you said, these people that are coming up, um, they're not singing from the hymn sheet. Whenever they do come in and try and whenever they become popular in their own country, they get slammed down by the European Union. In the case of Europe, like Orbán gets slammed down all the time by other politicians there. The same as Farage gets slammed down in the UK. Le Pen gets slammed down in France. Um, I'm trying to remember who the Dutch guy is, the guy in the Netherlands. I can't remember his name now. Apologies to him. um, but yeah, they all seem to get slammed. There's a couple of people in Spain that are coming up to the fore. Maloney, although Maloney seems to be quite popular still in the EU for some reason. And I'm scratching my head about that because surely she doesn't stand for anything they do. Um,
Well, she agrees on some stuff.
mm,
She's quite pragmatic on the way
yeah,
she explains herself. So
yeah,
I think that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. Trump is a bit brash, even for me sometimes. You didn't
And
just
she is also a woman, so that helps also.
yes, yeah. I mean, I must admit, when I first saw her, I thought she was a former athlete or something, you know. But yeah, but yeah, she's an intelligent woman when you hear her speak, and she presents herself quite well in English, let alone yeah, obviously in her own native language, she speaks to her people very well. Um, there is, I yeah, I mean, the thing is, these people are telling the truth from my perspective. They're being honest, um, and it's inconvenient to a few, not the many. And this is the problem. When Trump was speaking, he wasn't speaking to the people in the room. Yeah, he doesn't care about them, and he's made that perfectly clear. He's speaking to the man down the street who's struggling to buy their food. Yeah, he's talking to us or trying to, and I don't care if he's a multi-billionaire and all that. Yeah,
I think Orban is as well. Like I said, everybody we've said what
mm,
Orban has said at this
yeah,
particular
yeah,
gathering, and Trump said more or less the same thing
mm,
as what Orban did. So,
yeah,
and we're all sort of external people looking inwards to see
yeah,
what's happening, and we can see it, whereas the person on the street, unfortunately, can only see what's happening to them, and they're busy fighting off the difficulties that they have on a
yeah,
personal level,
yeah.
and
I
they
mean,
can't see. Many people in Europe can't see the bigger picture
well,
because their personal battle is taken up all the time.
well, no, I
And,
mean, but
and
that's
I
when
think
that
sometimes it takes an Orban and a Trump and
to reach out. Yeah,
us to
yeah.
put everybody in the picture.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, he started reaching out. I mean, he explained things directly. He's been nothing but vilified. I mean, Orban's always vilified in certain press. Even the Telegraph has a go about Orban sometimes, I think. Um, um, but on the other hand, there is this thing: if people are having a go at you and critical of you, it might mean you're telling the truth somewhere. If you're upsetting the right people,
Of course. No, but look, I mean,
yeah,
if you're dissing Van der Leyen,
mm,
she's not going to like that very much.
no,
She'll do as much as she can to try and snuff you out.
yeah, I think it's quite interesting when she gets a bit angry. It kind of makes I'll get my popcorn and just watch what comes next with this. What nonsense she going to spout next? Yeah. Um, I know we're meant to be balanced on here, but really, to be quite honest, I mean, um, I'd like to be balanced about her. Unfortunately, she's insulted people like me far too often. Yeah, calling me all sorts of names and telling me I'm not of intelligence level like her. And it's an elitism. It's the political elitism that's there. And yeah, this is what these people are breaking. Um, and then they get called extremists. They're not extreme,
Well, they have to be called something.
pragmatic, sensible.
No, no. Well, I mean,
Cheer.
no. If she's if
Yeah,
she's dissing Van der Leyen,
yeah.
Van der Leyen's hardly going to say, "Oh, they're very pragmatic and intelligent."
No, no. I know.
No,
Okay,
she's
okay. She's entitled to a right. She's
going to have
entitled
to
to.
slag them off with something.
Yeah, I mean, okay. She's entitled to a right to reply. Um, I mean, you don't know what happens behind doors. Are these people in communication with each other at the time? Is anything he says actually in shock, or is it just pure theatre? Again, we don't always know what happens behind closed doors, even in a Trump administration. He just doesn't say things out the blue. Trump doesn't. He goes
Of
off. He goes off. He goes off script, but it's within a context. He's a businessman. Don't forget. Yeah, I mean, he's used to selling stuff to Chinese. Used to selling things to anyone. Yeah. Um, he'd also he does see the US as a business, and Oban is looking at his country as well in the same way as almost a business, something they're responsible for. They're fighting. They see the people in the country as, if you like, their workers or the people they need to protect, their shareholders to a certain point. Yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, there's still going to be a bit of elitism there. Yeah, they haven't risen to their high status by being nice guys. But yeah, they're capable of delivering, and they have a plan to deliver as well, which is more important. Yeah, when you listen to them talk, we need to be doing this, this, and this. It's not having a go at anyone. He's saying this is what's wrong. This is what you need to do, in my opinion. Come up with a plan. All I hear across Europe is there's no real planning. It's critical and criticizing people like you and me for not accepting things.
Which is why Orban said that the politicians in the EU are running around like headless chickens because they just don't know what to do.
No, don't. But they're there because they don't know what to do because they've a lot of them have failed in their own country. And as Farage said, none of them have ever created. Many of them have never created anything in their lives.